The tunes all slap, boo, Buddha on the rap move. Crystals on the wrist, you know the jewelry impactful. Gurus I attract too, tapped in the taboos. Feeling like the queen, move the boot to the castle. It's suits the apparel, crown on the head like you know who to bow to. Yeah, I see the
What does conscious rap mean to you, or being a spiritual rapper?
So to me, it means like, as I was saying, like getting out of the way and allowing source to work through you. So the less of my ego is in it, the less my thoughts, and like the less I control the music, the more authentic it becomes and more like spiritual, I would say, it becomes, because then it's more like created by the universe and stuff instead of just created by me and my ego and what I want the song to sound like, or if I want to like make a hit, or like instead of trying to control the music, just allow the music to come through. And I notice the more I meditate, the more the better the art becomes. And just to be a spiritual rapper to me, I guess, would be to just get out of the way and allow spirit to create the music.
Welcome to a Broaderlands podcast. The opinions expressed on Broaderlands podcast are those of the guest speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views of the host or Broaderlands podcast. Kharii, welcome to Broaderlands podcast. What an honor to have you on.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here. I appreciate you.
I feel like I did this before. It's weird. It's an honor to have you. As I was telling you earlier, when I'm come from the old school with Death Row Records, Tupac, Snoop, type East Coast, West Coast type days of rap, and just seeing it evolve. And it went through a stage where it's like everyone's mumble rap and all this crap. And then like growing up, you had to be authentic. You had to have your own style. Like I was telling you earlier, be real. It sounded like he had to sound different, or even Sin Dog from Cypress Hill, or Funk Dubious, or KRS-One, and everyone had their own styles. Tupac, Biggie, and to stand out. And there was a period where everyone sounded the same. But when I heard you first rap and being older, and and listening to you, I was like, wow, this girl got some style, different styles. She got different flows, and I really enjoy listening to you. So thank you for coming on.
Yes, thank you so much. I try my best to be as unique as I can. And I love that you say that, because I do get a lot of comments that are like, you sound like everyone else. It's all the same, But those just hate comments. Are going to hate no matter what. But yeah, it feels nice that you see that I am trying to do my own thing and find my own flows and, stay as authentic as I can be to myself. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And you have a famous way of on social media battling yourself. Looks like twins. How'd you come up with that? That's pretty cool.
Actually, so one summer when I was younger, we moved to like a different side of town, and like this was when I was like 12 or 13, and I didn't have any friends in that neighborhood, so I pretty much just played with a camera like my whole summer, and that's when I learned how to do those camera tricks. I just was playing with this camera and did these different tricks and made it look like I was talking to myself, and learned how to split the screen and stuff. And then when I started just being on social media and promoting my music, I decided to just use that. I actually did it the first time like a long time ago in like 2019, and then I just decided to do with some rap battles, and they performed really well, so I just kind of kept that going. And like I get a lot of comments that people are like, well, I didn't know you guys are twins, and some people actually think I have a twin because of it. And then in the comments I just kind of troll them, and I'm like, yeah, that's my twin, but yeah, I don't have a twin. But they're fun. I like making those videos. Yeah, exactly. It's unique.
Before we get started, I would love for you to define what it means to you about being a conscious rap. What does conscious rap mean to you, or being a spiritual rapper?
So to me, it means like, as I was saying, like getting out of the way and allowing source to work through you. So the less of my ego is in it, the less my thoughts, and like the less I control the music, the more authentic it becomes and more like spiritual, I would say, it becomes, because then it's more like created by the universe and stuff instead of just created by me and my ego and what I want the song to sound like, or if I want to like make a hit, or like instead of trying to control the music, just allow the music to come through. And I notice the more I meditate, the more the the better the art becomes. And, just to be a spiritual rapper to me, I guess would be to just get out of the way and allow spirit to create the music.
I love that. When you get in your creative zone, do you feel yourself getting downloads, or you feel like you're channeling? Do you feel your intuition glowing or speaking to you? How does it
Mm.
feel when you're in that zone?
Definitely like something's coming to me. For instance, like when I'm driving and you hear the lyrics, because I'm not like trying to make music, I'm just kind of driving on autopilot. And then those are my favorite times to get lyrics, because I'm not trying and it just flows in, and I can feel in my body like, oh, I need to get home and go right now. And same with if I'm in the booth, or a lot of times around like 3 a.m. if I'm sleeping and I wake up around 3 and I can't sleep, and then all of a sudden lyrics are flowing and flowing and flowing, and then I need to just run into the booth and lay some stuff down. Sometimes even just find a beat and mumble over it, and that then when I come back to it later, like during the day, it's ready for me to just get to work on. So yeah.
Yeah, I love that. You know, I I suffered from like alcohol addiction, a lot of trauma growing up. But you know what kept me alive was music at one time, and it was really Tupac and Red Hot Chili Peppers. But Tupac, just being real, just speaking about reality and the struggle, it really gave me some kind of hope. And I love the acronym of HOPE, is help other people evolve. And I think his music helped me evolve and get through and cope with my struggles, and help me get to where I needed to go basically save my life in many ways and recreate my life. Um, so I'd love for you, if you don't mind, sharing a little bit about your upbringing. I don't believe any of us come in have this human experience without some type of struggles or traumas, and really rough
Mm.
moments at times, and even upbringings. I know I came from a rough upbringing in many ways, but a beautiful upbringing at the same time. But I'd love for you to share about your early journey and your environment, your atmosphere growing up. What
Mm-hmm.
was it like being a little Kharii?
Kari. Okay, so my upbringing, a lot of freedom. I had a single mom who raised me, and she was always working. Like she had like 3 jobs at a time. So I was pretty much like just free. I pretty much just raised myself. Like I spent a lot of time alone or just like doing what I wanted. But to take you all the way back, like my dad went to jail when I was 3, and he went to jail for like 15 to 20 years. So he's been out of the picture since then. And we moved, and so around 3, he went to jail. We got a restraining order on him because he just did some messed up stuff to my mom, and like, it was toxic situation. And so we moved to a different town and changed our names, and we were in the witness protection program, like kind of trying to run away from him. And then that's when my brother got really into hip hop. Like he started with Eminem and 50 Cent and like, what was it, G Unit and D12, like those groups back then. Like this is like early 2000s, like 2004 or so. And then so he got really into hip hop, and then I got really into hip hop because pretty much because he was my older brother, so I was just kind of copying his wave, and got into Eminem and stuff, started writing some lyrics. And around then, like, we would do like rap battles with friends in the neighborhood and stuff. And now my mom started working a lot because my dad wasn't there. So she was at work, and I was pretty much free. Like, I never had any punishment as a kid, never got grounded. Like, she never checked my grades. Like, if I didn't want to go to school, I just didn't go to school. So I was very like free, and that was really fortunate. And when I got older, though, like, my brother, he didn't have any male role model or any role model. And he got into drinking and kind of got abusive with his girlfriends. And like, so the house got really toxic, and I was trying to get out of there. And it was just really toxic in my teenage years. And I feel like that's when like around 15, 16 is when I started taking hip hop serious, because it was like an escape then, because home was just like a mess. A lot of times I would just sleep in my car or sleep at the gym, and because it just wasn't like a safe home to be in. And then, so yeah, that's when like I just fell in love with hip hop. And then at 18, I joined the Marine Corps, pretty much just to get away from home. I knew I couldn't make it into college, or, I didn't want to do anything with college. I knew I wanted to be a rapper. So I joined the Marine Corps at 18 to just get away from home and work on music, like, because I know I couldn't make it right away. I couldn't, make a living off it. It took a lot longer. But yeah, that's about it. After the Marine Corps, I was just so locked in. I was just, if I wasn't at work, I was rapping, and then now we're here pretty much.
Yeah, thank you.
Hmm.
You said you wrote your first rap at 8 years old.
Hmm.
What was that like?
That was interesting. It was called Joe the Hobo. It was just like a goofy rap. Yeah, it was. My mom and brother loved it. I used to like perform it for them all the time, and like it was because we did those little rap battles in our neighborhood. They were really small too. Like it wasn't anything serious. It was just like we were like 8 years old joking around, and uh yeah, I don't know. That rap, I can barely remember it, but it was very goofy, and but I loved it, and I was obsessed with trying to write more because my brother was writing, and then I was trying to write like whoever could write the longest could win. Like so, it was just it was a joke, but it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
You said you're writing to escape. Were you
Hmm.
escaping reality? What were you escaping from? Because I think
Yeah,
that's a
just like
powerful statement. Sorry.
uh-huh. Yeah, no, you're good. Yeah, I think it was escaping reality. I was just so unhappy in my teenagers. Like my childhood was a lot of fun because of the freedom, but also like it was just a toxic house growing up. Like there was a lot of over drinking. Like just it was not the best place for me to be. So I I couldn't afford like a house or a way to move out or like I'm still under 18, so I was kind of just stuck there. Um, and I just needed a way out. And I didn't have any friends really in high school. No one close. Like I wasn't ever bullied or anything in school, so it didn't go through that. But I didn't have friends either, so I don't know. I just needed something. Like the house I was in just felt like so cold and harsh, and I was just counting down the days till I was 18 and I could get out. So
Yeah.
yeah, rap was just my way to get out. I'd listen to Eminem like all day, all night. Like I'd get up early, go on runs before school, and just listen to Eminem. And then after school, I'd go to MMA classes like a few towns over. So I'd take the train over there, and I'd like write my lyrics on the train. And yeah, I was just obsessed with like working out and rap at that time.
Yeah, I love Eminem. I think
Hmm.
he really helped inspire me as well. When I got sober and started to recreate my life, he was sober already, and he talked about his struggles, and like I said, he gave me a lot of hope, and just he did it, maybe I can too, type mentality, and
Hmm.
really helped inspire me. So I love
Yeah,
that
definitely.
guy.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I was
You know
I
what?
was obsessed with him back then. I don't
Yeah,
really listen to him anymore, but I'm always an Eminem fan, because he was
yeah,
like the first rapper I really got into.
yeah, he's dope. I think
Mm,
he's
mm-hmm.
the greatest, one of the greatest rapper
Definitely.
of all time in my
Yeah.
opinion. I
Mm-hmm.
think Tupac's the most realist. I love Tupac. He's
Mm-hmm.
always my number one. But Eminem he's a lyricist and just kills it, kills
Mm-hmm.
everyone. Yeah. So,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
what shifted you at 15 and 16 where you got more serious about rap?
Um, what was it was like it was actually one night. I remember it specifically. Like so I wrote that first rap at 8, and then from there, like, I would kind of write in my head. Never really took it serious, just kind of listened really. And then when I was like 15, 16, my mom and brother would fight every night. Like he would be like yelling at her, telling her to go buy him alcohol, and she'd be trying to say no, but she didn't have really good boundaries. She got abused by my dad. She was like really a pushover. And so she'd go buy him alcohol, then he'd be drunk all night. There'd be people in and out of the house, and like there'd be fights. And it was just one night where they were like screaming at each other. And I slept on like an air mattress on the living room floor just because we had bed bugs. It was a whole mess, that place. But so I was sleeping on the living room floor, and like they were being there arguing and screaming, and it's like 3 a.m. And I was just like, oh my God, like I'm just so angry at life. I'm a teenager too, so I'm just super angry. And then I just went and just like went to this corner and like got my laptop at the time and just started writing lyrics. Like I don't know why. I don't know. I just got up. It was like the weirdest thing. I don't know why I decided to go write, like, but I did. And I wrote for like pretty much a diss song to my family. Like I wrote it like all night. Well, I wrote for like 3 hours. It was like around 3 a.m. I wrote till like 6 a.m. And then like, I don't know. Then it was time to get ready to go to school. And I was just like, damn, I don't want to go to school. I just want to keep writing. Like something hit, like, I think it was really was just an escape at the time. Like something I could do and focus. And when I'm so focused on writing, I'm so present, and I'm just so like lost in the art that I'm not like aware of what's going on around me. So it just took me out of like where I was, and just I could write. And then after school I came home and read the lyrics back, and I was like, oh, this is so dope. Like I just want to be a rapper. Like I just want to keep doing this. And I slowly got more and more obsessed with it. And uh then I just knew like that was just what I wanted to do with my life. Like there was nothing else I really wanted to do. So it was like the first time I found like a passion. Yeah.
Mm. I know you had some rough times in your early 20s. How did creating music help you cope and
Mm.
navigate through those rough times? If you don't mind sharing on that.
No, no, definitely. It was the same thing. It was just like, times were rough. Like I got kicked out of the Marine Corps after like 2 years because I did not listen to like any rule they gave me. I just did not care because, I grew up with no rules. So now I'm in the Marine Corps where they're giving me all these rules. And I was just like,
I
screw
hate
you. I would
rules.
talk back to them. Yeah, I would tell the sergeants off. Like, and eventually they were just like, all right, you're out of here. So they kicked me out after 2 years. So I was 20. And, then it was rough. Like, I didn't know what to do. I was so bad with money. Like, I had the worst money programming. And, I'd be working at Taco Bell, then I'd be sleeping on friends' couches, and then, like, just sleeping on the street. And, like, it was a rough time. But it was same thing. Like, I could just write all night. Like, I would get off work at Taco Bell at, like, 10 p.m., and then I'd go to, like, this little parking lot behind, like, an abandoned store where there was nobody. So I could just sit there on my phone and rap out loud because I didn't have a place of my own to like rap. And if I was on a friend's couch, I couldn't just like rap there. So yeah, after work at Taco Bell, I would just sit out there from like 10 p.m. to like 3 a.m. and just write lyrics. And it was an escape, and it gave me so much hope because I was like, one day I can become a rapper and I can get my finances straight and I can live this life and do what I love for a living. And so it was like when I'd be writing, I would just get lost in the music, and I would also have all this hope because I'd be writing these lyrics, and then I'd get pumped up and be like, "Oh, this is so good! Like I'm getting better. I'm seeing the progress." And then I had so much hope, and I always had a vision in my head of like where I could take this. So it gave me a lot of hope, really.
Mm. Did you have an awakening, a spiritual awakening, or did your music help awaken you and help you heal?
Mm.
Or what happened to you where you had like some kind of moment where you felt healing or awakening? Was it a slow process?
Mm, I would say it was slow because so growing up there was these books in my house by Abraham Hicks. I don't know if you're familiar with
Mhm.
Esther and Jerry Hicks. Yeah. So we had those books in the house, but no one read them. I think my mom just got them from like a church or something, and they were just kind of sitting around and no one was reading them. But eventually for some reason I was diving on YouTube when I was in like high school, still around like 15, 16, around the time I started taking rap serious, and I discovered the law of attraction. I don't know if you heard of the movie The Secret, but so I first got into it like that because then I was like aware of, oh, there's more to this reality than just what's physical. Like there's something else. And of course it was like the ego side of it at first, being like, oh, now I can use this to get what I want out of life. So I did that at first, and then oh no, after I got out of the Marine Corps and I ended up going up to LA, and I got in a relationship at the time, and he introduced me to mushrooms. And that was my big awakening when I was like, oh my God, like this is crazy. Yeah. So I took acid first, and that gave me like a whoa, like you can see things differently. Like this all feels different. And then I started taking mushrooms and then microdosing on mushrooms, and the microdosing really I microdosed on mushrooms for like 6 months, and that absolutely changed my life. Like nothing was the same after then. I feel like it helped me tap into like just deeper wisdom. It helped me become more present, and made me aware of like my thoughts and how mean I could be to myself in my head. And then all that would come into my music, and I would talk about the things I'm learning in my music. And yeah, psychedelics were a huge part of that for sure. Yeah.
Do you feel psychedelics are helpful for people?
Definitely, definitely. I wouldn't recommend them for everybody, I guess. I guess like if there's like a mental health disorder or something, you couldn't do them, but I don't know. But for me, the best thing I've ever done, like I definitely stand by mushrooms, especially microdosing. It feels like a nice way to slowly integrate everything, just to slowly do it. But also big trips have helped, and uh yeah, they really helped me to see the other side of life and stuff. And then, of course, like integrating them and meditating and taking walks in nature and being barefoot in nature. And I spent some time work trading at a farm in Hawaii. And yeah, that was nice because the community was very much like hippies and open minded. And, everyone was like kind of on that wave, and I would go on barefoot walks and like meditate, and you start like tapping into things out there, and just the energy is different out there, and yeah. So yeah.
What was special on the farm in Hawaii?
So much was special. Like it was a mind-blowing experience. So to like take you back to how I got there, I was after my lower 20s, I was in like my well, no, I'm still in my lower. I was like 23 at the time. And I was living in Oregon, and I wasn't so happy in Oregon. I wasn't really happy in my relationship, and this is before Ray, of course. And then I just wanted to go to this farm for 3 months and do my own thing. And so I fly out to this. It's a raw vegan farm, first of all. So like we just grow a bunch of raw fruit, and then we eat all that raw fruit. And then this is where I met Ray, and yeah, it was incredible. It was the most mind-blowing experience ever. I've never had a community that was so tight, so like such genuinely good people all living in one space, and like it was just so unique, like you don't work for money, you work on the farm just in exchange for the food. And it was just such a tight little community that like still have friends to this day I talk to from it. And it was insane, just the energy, the food we're growing, like you're raw vegan in Hawaii, barefoot all the time, working on the earth. Like it was mind-blowing experience. Like I would say that and psychedelics like really brought me to a new state.
Yeah, I thought I'd bring that up because I know that's where you met Ray.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Up Freestyle was your first release, and was that 2021? How did it feel to finally get your voice out there to the world?
Oh, it felt so good. And because I've been writing for so long, like I've been doing the lyricism stuff and writing on my phone, and I had kind of been like posting TikToks and different things, but not like an actual like go into a studio, record an actual song and put it on Spotify. And to finally get that out was it was incredible. And then, from there I just wanted more, and because that song was more of like just me spitting pure bars. It's not even like a hook or anything. It's just pure bars, and it felt good to like show like, look, I'm a lyricist. I know, like I've been working on this. Like I got a lot of attention off Up Freestyle, at least for the beginning, because I pretty much had no fan base before then, and then I at least got a small one because of it. And I flew out to New York to record it. I found there was actually, I was making all these TikToks. I was living in Mexico actually at the time. And I was making all these TikToks of just rapping verses and stuff. And then this guy hit me up who was like somebody in New York. He just wanted to manage me. And he offered to fly me out or he offered to bring me out to New York and have me record at this studio that he knows about. And me and his relationship did not work out. It wasn't a good, didn't end up working out between us. Like he didn't become my manager or anything, but it was cool to like get into a studio. And to this day I still use that engineer who I found in New York, and he engineers all my music now. And yeah, Up Freestyle helped me a lot. Yeah,
I love that. Is there certain practices you do to stay true to yourself and your inner voice, as you were talking about earlier? How do you stay away from outside expectations and really focus on your weird, reflective, creative inner voice?
Yes. Well, a big thing that helps is just being independent. I've tried to work with other people here and there a few times. I just got out of a deal with these guys, and I noticed when I work with other people, they're just pressuring for me to make a hit. Like they're just like, we want a hit, or like there's like, we need music out, and like there's just kind of that pressure to like put music out. But if the music's not flowing, I don't want to put it out. Like I want to work in alignment with myself and with where the music takes me. And like a lot of people in the industry, they want me to just create what's popular now, like copy that sound, and I absolutely hate that. Like I want to make what I want to make. Like I can't stand that. So I don't see myself signing to a label or anything anytime soon because of that. I just can't stand that pressure. But it just helps just being independent and trusting the universe, like trusting that like I can create what I want, and that the audience will be there for what I want. Because I notice a lot of times, even just creating like content, I used to like just create what the algorithm wants. Like there's certain content that the algorithm loves that's like that, but it's not the content I like. Like I like creating like more chill cinematic stuff for content, and the algorithm likes different stuff. So but I just got to trust that creating what I want, and eventually the audience will be there for what I want. So it's just, I'd say like what helps is just having trust and being independent. Yeah.
I'm sure you had some offers to
Mm.
sign. I think if you sign, you kind of sell your soul in a way. I think
Mm.
what you're doing now, I think the universe is going to open up for you, and I
Mm.
think yeah, being independent. I don't know. I can't speak for you, but I just feel like you're gonna attract for sure. You're gonna have
Thank
no
you.
problem with that. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, that's the goal, just to attract. Yeah. Mhm.
What does authenticity mean to you? Not just in your music, but like in your daily life and presence.
Hmm. I would say, yeah, again, with just getting out of the way, with just, because like my ego or my thoughts can always be in the way of like, I don't know, just trying to be a certain way or rap a certain way, and like to just come back to who I am. Like, authenticity would be just like, just slowing down and just coming back to who I am and being who I am regardless of if I'm liked or not, or like, especially with music, like cuz this career like entails like fame and stuff, and like uh but I don't want to just create the music that people want, or like, or I think people want, or be a certain way that I think people want so I can like climb to the top or something. Like I want to just, to be authentic is to just not follow any of that and be me, entirely me, regardless of what uh people think or what I think people think. Yeah.
I love that. Even like being a podcaster, a little podcaster, but I
Mm.
to really get more in the algorithm and more views, people put these fear-based titles. They
Mm-hmm.
lied to you
Yeah.
about Jesus,
Yeah.
well, et cetera,
For
all this
sure.
crap. And it's like, I ain't gonna put any of that.
Yeah,
Uh,
no. I feel
it's
you on that for sure.
you talk about psychedelics earlier, but you said something about your inner voice or the ego. When did you start to become aware of that? Like for me, like when I had my awakening and I started to have spiritual practices to be more mindful, aware of that inner voice. I was never aware of it before. It was just
Mhm.
like driving me, and it
Yeah.
became so toxic because of the unresolved trauma and all this conditioning. I never had a chance to be separate from that inner critic, and that
Mhm.
inner critic was always being more negative than positive for myself, the ego.
Mhm.
um when did you become more aware of that? And I think that's so helpful once you start to have space in between the thoughts and the emotions versus being so identified and trapped in them.
Mhm. Mhm. Absolutely. For me, it would be my very first mushroom trip, which wasn't a strong trip at all. It was very light, actually. But I was just laying at my boyfriend at the time's house, and we were just chilling in bed. He fell asleep, and I was just laying there on the mushrooms, and I could just, there was like this voice that was just so harsh, so mean, and it went on for like 2 hours of me just laying there, and it was just like, and then I like woke up and I looked in the mirror and I was like, what is going on? Like, who is in there? And it was a very light trip, but it like just, I didn't see anything. There were no visuals. It was just that voice. I heard like, it was like screaming in my head. And yeah, that was like the first glimpse I had into that. And then when I got into microdosing, like a couple years after my first trip, I think, that's when it really showed me, because every day you could just hear that voice louder and like be aware of it. Because when you hear it, instead of just thinking it and like going along with it, like it was just like, whoa, what is that? Like it's just so harsh. And to this day, I hear that voice all the time, like constantly. I'm still constantly working on that. Like it's just ingrained in my head. I feel like my mom really had such bad self-talk and such low self-worth, and I feel really bad for her because she had it rough and she was really hard on herself, and I feel like I adapted, like I got that myself, and oof, like yeah, I'm still working on that to this day. I definitely don't have that inner critic shut up yet, but I definitely notice it now, like, and just, and then I try and reverse it, like say something different back, like, knowing that it's just an inner critic on just going, just thinking, 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 thinking. And breath work helps a lot. Like if I do like slow breath work, and like then I can hear it come up and just notice it, and then I just keep breathing, focusing on my breath. I hear the voice come up, and yeah, yeah, that's where I'm at with it. Still working on it.
I think it's a lifetime thing, at least for me,
Mm,
because that
yeah.
still gets the best of me at times. You know, you're not good enough. That's
Mm,
still deeply
yeah.
seated in me.
Oh yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
but I'm more aware of it, so it's not driving me as much, but it still gets the best. There's still some blockages, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's still some inner stuff going on, but it's progress. It's progress,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm more aware of it. The more aware I am, the less power it has over me. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, I feel that.
Do you feel like spiritual rap is gonna evolve in mainstream? I know you did a little short on that before.
Yeah. Yes, I definitely think so. I see like the future being more like, just how law of attraction is more out there now. And that's kind of like the start of getting into the spiritual community. I feel like a lot of people start with law of attraction. And
Mm.
yeah, I would definitely see that becoming mainstream. I do want to be like one of those people who help bridge it from like mainstream rap to like conscious rap. And I feel like there's a way to do it that's like catchy, you make like cool, catchy bars that are easy, anyone can flow to. And then people will start listening just because they like the flow and they like the beat, and then they might not even notice that the lyrics are conscious and are like bringing you into this conscious state. And that's what I try to do with my music, like especially with the Venti. I feel like that's like a cool, catchy
That's
song
dope.
that like, yeah, thank you, that anyone can like listen to and is catchy, but there's actually like a lot of conscious bars in there, and it talks about crystals and stuff. And I feel like that is like in the next 10 years going to be what most mainstream music is, like more spiritual. I just feel like in general the whole earth is moving in that direction. So I feel like the music will eventually catch up.
Crystals, that's devil stuff, says religion. I was like,
Exactly.
do you see a difference between religion and spirituality?
uh the different I feel like they're doing the same thing. Like they're both like worshiping. Like I was kind of Catholic growing up, not really. Like we were Catholic, like we'd go on Christmas and that's about it. And that was the only religion I heard of. But yeah, as soon as I grew up, I stopped being Catholic and just, once I discovered psychedelics and stuff like that, it just became like worshiping the universe or so, like, and feeling like I'm a part of the universe. And uh, I'd say they're I think I'd say they're the same. Like I feel like all the religions are trying to, um, worship God, but or like source, whatever you want to call it. But uh, I feel like they got their flaws though. But
Yeah,
we
you're
all
right.
do.
Yeah, I feel you're right. I feel the same way. I mean, I think every religion shares spiritual principles. They're all the same universal principles. It's just being having your own voice and like your own path. You're often told, this is the way, and
Mhm,
don't go this way or don't go that way. And yeah, I think you're right.
mhm. Yeah,
But
I definitely agree. Yeah.
who are some of your favorite rappers?
Right now, recently this year, I got really into J. Cole. Like before this year, actually Ray was really into J. Cole. Like growing up, she really liked J. Cole, and this year I got like crazy obsessed with J. Cole. He's probably my favorite this year. Um, I really like Lauryn Hill too.
Oh, she's
About
dope.
five,
Yeah,
6 years ago, I never knew about Lauryn Hill when I was younger. For some reason, I just didn't know about her. But I discovered her actually just like 5, 6 years ago, and I became obsessed with Lauryn Hill. I really like her. Like I like her raps and her singing, of course, but it was just so cool to see a female MC just like really be about MCing and not like nothing else. Like, she was just so authentic in her music. I really like that. Um, so J. Cole, Lauryn Hill, um, I like NF. NF is really good.
yeah,
Yeah, definitely like NF. I like how real he is. Like I love people who talk who like J. Cole does this too, like who get to like the real stuff. Like I don't like just light, easy to listen to music. I mean, sometimes I'll like listen to something light and easy, but I like people who like got like some rough, real stories to tell. And that's also Kendrick. Yeah. I recently, after diving into J. Cole stuff and really realizing how much I love him, I started diving into Kendrick stuff. And yeah, I just love how he has so many like real stories, and like he has like a story to tell. And like I like stuff that gets deep, and he gets deep. So yeah, right now like Lauryn Hill, Kendrick, J. Cole. I do listen to some Drake stuff when I want like more of a light, easy listen. Coda the Friend. I don't know if you've heard of him, but he's like a conscious rapper. He's super, you should check him out. He's really good. He's a spiritual conscious type of guy, and he's very he's very good. Like conscious, yeah, very conscious, and I like that for sure. But yeah,
I like Locksmith. Are you familiar with Locksmith?
I've heard of that name. I don't know though.
Yeah, he's
I
pretty dope.
might recognize. Okay.
He's a Muslim, but he spits some
Hmm.
real stuff. Yeah,
Damn,
for
I gotta
sure.
give him a listen then. Yeah.
Yeah. I like King Little G too. He's like he could paint a story and talks about the struggle. He grew up in the
Mm,
streets of LA. He's an essay,
mm,
like myself growing up, but I think the gangbanging stuff gets the best of him at times. I think he has a lot of potential. He's been out for a long time
dang.
now, but yeah,
Uh,
he had a song called "Who Shot Tupac" and some real
oh,
a letter to Dr. Dre, and he has some really good songs. But
dang.
yeah, I think that the street life is still getting the best of him in many ways.
Oh
The
man.
fame, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Dang. What's his name again? I gotta
King
check him
Little
out.
G. Look
King
at
Little G.
"Who
Okay.
Shot Tupac." It's a pretty good song, or "Letter to
Okay.
Dr. Dre." Yeah.
Okay. Dang.
Or growing up, he talks about the struggle like Tupac. Tupac influenced him a lot. I love Tupac. I
Mm,
think he was going to be like he was going to have a flower in a consciousness. He was going to get more into the conscious rap in a deeper way. He
mm,
was still maturing. He was young. He was only in his
yeah.
20s, his mid 20s
Yeah.
when he died. So yeah,
Dang.
yeah,
Oh,
he was awesome. Do you
dang.
ever get pressure to fitting in to that certain mold as an artist?
I would say not really anymore. Just I don't know. I felt a lot of the pressure before, so now I'm like more aware of it. But yeah, when I first started, like around like Up Freestyle and like yeah, when I first started putting out music and creating like a brand and making content and stuff, then I yeah, especially back in like 2020 when I was like before I even released Up Freestyle, yeah, I was for sure trying to like play this role of who I thought they wanted me to be and like acting the way people wanted me to be and really since meeting Ray, she helps me. Like she's just so authentically herself and like allows me to be authentically myself. And since being with her and moving out of LA, you know, like LA can just be so superficial. I was in Venice and like there's so much
Yeah.
superficialness out there that leaving LA and right around leaving LA is when me and Ray started dating. Yeah, that helped me just become more myself, like and just get out of who because in LA I feel like I was playing the part of who I thought people wanted me to be as this female rapper and I had to be a certain way and but yeah, just every year I feel like I get more and more away from that.
Who are some of your favorite spiritual teachers that helped
Oh.
inspire you on your path?
Mm, definitely Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now and what was it? The New Earth. Yeah, those books totally changed my life. I spent a month in Kauai, work trading again on a different farm and just pretty much listening to The Power of Now nonstop, the audiobook, and it was so good. Like totally helped me see the inner critic, like helped me notice how unpresent I am at different times and like love Eckhart Tolle. I feel like he's like just straight up enlightened. Like I absolutely love Eckhart Tolle. I got started with Abraham Hicks though. Still to this day, I'd be listening to Abraham Hicks on YouTube and stuff. I read Asking It Is Given, their book, and yeah, I listened to a lot of Abraham Hicks rampages or like I do like the Good Morning by Abraham Hicks. It's a YouTube video. It's a Good Morning rampage, and I love what she teaches about just like how you're, you know, like be happy and like just different ways of manifesting, but also realizing that it's not about the manifestation. It's about the vibration all the time. So I love Abraham Hicks, Eckhart Tolle. Who else for spiritual? There's so many. Aubrey Marcus. I don't know if you're familiar with his
Mhm,
podcast. Yeah,
mhm.
yeah. I listen to a lot of Aubrey Marcus podcasts. I love hearing his stories about ayahuasca. I've never tried ayahuasca yet, but I definitely want to sit down with the medicine eventually in my life. I'm definitely scared for sure, but I want to sit down with some ayahuasca. So listening to Aubrey Marcus's podcast about that has been really helpful. I don't know if you know who Blue is.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. I love Blue. I follow her on Instagram. Just I used to listen to her podcast. I don't think she does it anymore, but I love Blue. Very good. Like I feel like anytime I see her on a podcast or hear her talking has been very insightful. Along with that, like Ram Dass. I should study him more honestly, but I read part of one of his book once on acid. I think it was the second Be Here Now book. I forget the name of it, but yeah, I love Ram Dass. Definitely very tapped in. I used to listen to a lot of his talks. I don't really anymore, but I should because he's very very insightful. And who was I about it? I was about to say someone too that. Oh, Neville Goddard. I love Neville
Yeah.
Goddard. I don't know if you're aware. Yeah, you're aware of him. Yeah. So he's back in like I don't know what if it was like the 20s
Yeah.
or when he was
Yeah.
teaching, but yeah, like
1900.
yeah, he discovered it a long time ago. And Neville Goddard, I really got into his stuff. I discovered him on YouTube. I discovered most of my teachers on YouTube, honestly. But yeah, I discovered him on YouTube, and I love everything he teaches about like how you're creating your reality and like the universe and like how it's all like it's just like how he kind of talks about the Bible, but in a different way. Like sinning is like being
Yeah.
in doubt, and it's so different. And yeah, I love Neville Goddard. So yeah, those are my main guys.
Dispenza.
Oh yeah, what? How can I forget Dispenza? I talk about him all the time. That's crazy. I left him out, but yeah, Joe Dispenza, huge one, of course. I got his course. I do his meditations. I pretty much like that's the only guided meditation I do. Like I'm obsessed with him. I usually start my mornings. I haven't been recently, but usually I'll start my mornings with visualizing. Like I sit down and just do his visualizations. Like I feel like that's how I got to where I am, and that's how I'm planning on getting even further in my career is doing those Joe Dispenza things. Because yeah, he's great.
That's awesome. Yeah,
Mm,
we have a lot of the same teachers that we were inspired by, especially New Earth. New Earth helped me
mm,
really understand not just my own inner critic or the ego, but the collective ego as well, and how political
mm,
parties like groups or religions
mm.
or even 12-step community groups and how they all have that group think and how it can become a collective ego and it becomes
Yeah.
closed-minded in any new information and
Mm,
all that stuff. So becoming more aware of that stuff really helped me out in so many ways.
mm.
Like,
Yeah, Eckhart's great.
yeah, Eckhart Tolle, Joe Dispenza was huge for me.
Mm,
Yeah, I'm grateful. Ram Dass, we're all God in drag. I love that.
Oh.
He says that.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's just, yeah, I love, one thing that's popping up to me is Will I Am. Of the Black
Oh,
Eyed
okay.
Peas. Where's the
Mm,
love? I don't know if you ever heard the Where is the Love, but the lyrics in Where is the Love, I think is a very
mm.
heart touching song. Will I Am,
Oh, I'd
maybe
have
I
to go
see
back.
something with you and him in the future. Will
Really?
I
I
Am,
would love
yeah,
that. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I really do see that happening.
Mm.
But yeah, I love Where is the Love. Sometimes I'll play that and just listen to the lyrics, and it's really heart touching, spiritual, conscious for sure.
Dang. Well, I gotta
Yeah,
listen to that song again. I don't think I've heard it since I
yeah,
was like just a kid, and
yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't register it. I gotta listen to it again then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty good. Yeah, so yeah, I look forward to seeing you in the future and seeing what else opens up for you. I know you
Thank
said
you.
you want to bring more love, peace, and consciousness into the mainstream. What does
Mm.
that vision look like for you? And do you feel that's the collective's ready for it?
Um, Nah, I hope the collective's ready for it. I'm not sure if they're ready, but I see us moving in that direction slowly. But for me, it means just like still making the catchy music. Like the top 100 songs. Like they're always like this catchy light stuff, and I would love to see it like still. I don't think the collective's ready for like deep like spiritual stuff in music and like stuff like that. But I would love to see just like some catchy music that's vibey, but instead of talking about all this garbage, like ego, this like BS that that mainstream media really does like talk about a lot, instead of like flexing, I don't know, like jewelry and Rolls Royces, like flexing like how much you're meditating or just like, and that's still like ego, of course, but it would still be really cool to just see catchy music, but not being so dark. Like the stuff some mainstream like hip hop is talking about is just so dark. I would love to see it just, talk about other things like living in alignment, being in nature, trying psychedelics, like instead of just so much like consumerism. So I would love to see that for sure.
Yeah, it's consumerism, all the materialistic stuff, and it's like
Mm,
you know, and that must be hard in a culture full of noise, labels, and comparison. To keep your frequency high and your message from the heart. Yeah, I could
mm,
see that. It's a
yeah,
challenge for you. But
yes,
I believe
definitely.
hip hop is a reflection of society, and I think we are having
Mm,
a collective awakening little by little. There is a flower in a consciousness, as Eckhart Tolle would say, unfolding. but it's just not happening as fast as I would like. But it's not about me, right?
Exactly. I totally agree with that. It's slowly happening.
Looking back at 8-year-old Kharii writing a rap song, what kind of advice would you give to her?
Oh, I would give her take it easy and go slow and be patient and do you. Don't try and copy no one else. Like, don't be anything but yourself and be patient because it's all about the journey. Like, don't be like, oh, I want to be this big rapper and try and rush it, or I want to sound like this and try and make something different. Just keep doing you. Keep doing you. That's what I would say.
Do you believe in reincarnation?
Absolutely. Definitely.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever have any like remembrances or intuition about that?
Not really for myself. I wish I did, but I don't. I have no idea what I might have been in my past life or anything, but I absolutely believe it's a thing. Yeah, I totally believe it's a thing. Makes sense to me. And I don't know if you know who Martias Di Stefano is.
Yeah, I do.
No. Okay, yeah.
He's
So
on
he's the guy
Gaia
who
a lot.
remembers. Yeah, he remembers all his past lives. He did that whole thing on Gaia about it, and yeah, he's really cool. And I, when he talks, I just feel it resonate in my heart, and it just makes so much sense. And he remembers all his past lives. He talks about his, and I really believe what he has going on, and I trust what he's saying. So, I think it's real. I wish I could remember mine or have any intuition about what it was, but I really have nothing.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I was telling Ray about the Sarah Alcaldi, the alchemist. I think she's my favorite teacher out right now, and she's powerful. She has a new show coming out on Gaia. But yeah, you should look into her. She's awesome.
I gotta check her out. Yeah, sounds nice. Nice.
What's your conception of what some people call God or source?
That's a tough one. For me, I would like that blows my mind. I can't even wrap my head around it, honestly, but I would say it's everything. Like me, the space here, the laptop, the table, it's everything. And I think about that all the time. I listen to spiritual podcasts and books and different stuff like that, and I honestly have no understanding of it, but my understanding is that it's like pure love and it's everything. It's like space, it's the unmanifested, but it's also the manifested. It's like it's the I guess it's the ego too, and it's not. And honestly, I don't know, but I'm trying to figure that out myself.
Yeah, I think that's a tough question for any of us. I mean, I think it's beyond comprehension, right? Beyond the mind. Maybe it's the awareness behind it all.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming on. Do you have any upcoming projects coming that you would like to share with us, or any links? If anyone hasn't heard of you yet, maybe you can share a little bit about, your content.
Well, you can definitely find me at Kharii Raps. If anyone wants to find me, it's pretty much Instagram, TikTok, everything is at Kharii Raps, Kharii Raps. And for new stuff, I have this song coming out called Hell and Back. I haven't even sent it into my engineer yet. But it's finished, and I plan on releasing it probably in the next month. No, there's no date yet. But it's a very unique song that I feel like is probably the most authentic song I've ever released, in terms of it doesn't sound like anyone else. There's no, you can't really compare it to anyone else because it just so sounds like me. And that's what I really love about it, is that it's like a very unique song that just sounds like me. And, I really like that. So, yeah, that should be out in the next month. There's no date, but I also just released a song with Lex Bratcher, and that song's called What's Next, and it just dropped Friday. So that's a new one out. And I really like that. It's like a very authentic one. If you don't know Lex, she's like a super skilled MC and very lyrical. And it was nice to do a song with her that was just so authentic and just real, and not just because we're both lyricists, instead of just going and just rapping so lyrical, we just chilled out and we're just talking about insecurities and things like that. And I really like that song.
I'm not a rapper, but I usually have a rap at the very end, a little corny little rap that I do.
Yeah.
Now I'm I'm thinking, dang, I'm embarrassed to put it on.
No, you got it. You got it.
How in heaven would you say that's a state of consciousness? And our thoughts create our reality?
Yes. Oh, absolutely. I would say hell and heaven is definitely a state of consciousness. I feel like I bounce back and forth between both all of the time, you know? Like, absolutely. Like, sometimes, yeah, it's just a state. It just absolutely feels like a state of mind, whether you're in heaven and feeling good and feeling bliss, or you're in hell and you're in all this doubt and fear and shame. And, like, yeah, I feel like I swing back and forth all the time.
How did you overcome some of the resentments that you've had? I'm sure you've had resentments. We're all humans, have
Mm,
resentments or even pain from your
mm,
childhood, maybe with your mother, your father. For me, it was
mm,
understanding. I think Thich Nhat Hanh taught me that understanding is love's other name. And when I understood how hurt people, or traumatized people, or they did the best they could with the tools they had,
mm,
I think that gave me understanding. It's not about, for me, about forgiving. It's about understanding, and the understanding can lead to more love and compassion.
mm. Absolutely. I totally agree with you saying it's about understanding. Because for me, it would be like my mom had such a rough life. Like, I don't hold any resentment towards her at all. I don't know my dad, but I feel like he probably had a rough life and just, just did the best with what he could. And then my brother, I saw him firsthand have like so many traumas and things happen to him, which created him hurting other people. And like, they're all such good people that I can just see that now. I guess like, I don't know if it's just maturity, just growing up, or if it is like my psychedelic experiences or whatever, but I can totally see like the light in all of them, and that like they're just trying their best, and they have a lot, like they had a lot of rough stuff they went through, and they're not bad people, they're just hurt people. And yeah, that's just how I feel with it. And what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something else. I had something in my head I was about to say, but I don't know. I don't know. But I do. I feel like for me, getting over the resentment would just be, yeah, just understanding, and I could see it in all of them. Like, yeah, just good people, just hurt. And oh, also, I think that some people come here in this reality intentionally to hurt us, but it's out of love. Like, because then you get to go through that healing process. Like, I feel like we might have contracts, I guess you could call it, with like, say I have this contract with this person who's gonna, like, I don't know, rob me or something, and but them robbing me is gonna bring me to this state of like being able to heal from that and getting deeper into myself, and as though like in this physical human reality they're doing something negative to me or something or bad, but I feel like it's out of love. It's for the better of everyone in my consciousness and the collective consciousness. Like, for instance, this one time I had a job just basically robbed me, took all my tips, and like the owners like just robbed me. And I'm so sensitive about people stealing my money. Like, there was a lot of like punks in and out of my house as a kid, and my money would always get stolen. And because I was the youngest and the smallest, and like I was so angry. So like I'm so sensitive to people taking like stealing money. I'm crazy about it. But so this job like robbed my tips, like the owners, whatever. But the it would drive me so crazy for like the next like month. Like, I couldn't stop thinking about it and like going off on them in my head and being so angry about the situation. And I had to just surrender and be like, no matter how, like, being angry in my head is just only going to make my life worse. It's not going to heal or solve anything or get my money back. So I had to just, every time I thought about them, I would have to just come back to the present. And then that was one of the most insightful summers I've ever had, because I just kept becoming so present because this happened. Um, and now when I look back on that situation, I'm like, wow, like that was the universe like stealing, doing this negative thing to me that turned into such a positive thing. I feel like that summer just elevated my consciousness in a level I don't really know how to explain, but I just became so present, like consistently having to return to the present moment, because in my head it was just all these negative thoughts about these people that I just had to be like, all right, just get out of it, present, present, present. And then it was like one of my favorite summers of my life because of that, actually. So yeah,
I
that's my
love that.
answer.
I
Thank you.
love that. That's powerful. I think the greatest thing I've learned in the spiritual path is learning how to shift my consciousness, learning how to change my
Mm,
perception, and even question it. Or Wayne Dyer says, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And
mm,
I think it's a powerful statement. And Joe Dispenza talks about retraining the mind and body to be in the present moment. you know. And Eckhart Tolle talks about everything we go through is for one reason and one reason only, the expansion of consciousness. And when I look at things like that at a deeper level, a broader sense, it's really helpful for myself. And I hear you sharing that as well, so I really appreciate it. Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah. Thanks for coming on. I'm gonna end it with the KRS-One quote. KRS-One once said, "If hip hop has the ability to corrupt young minds, it also has the ability to uplift them." And I see you being that bridge right now. So thank you.
Wow. Doll, thank you so much. It was a pleasure to be here. I really appreciate you.
Yeah, I appreciate you too, and I hope you come back in the future. And I'd love to have you back. Tell Ray I said thank you as well, and
For
namastizzle.
I love that. I'm gonna start using that.
Or weird
All right,
mustache.
I appreciate you. That's great. That is great. All right, I appreciate you, man.
I'll take care.
Thank you. You too.
Just know we out here. Know we out here working in a major way. Had to speak on it just to make a break. Any given subject, know we make a way. Time to level up on the day-to-day. Know we out here working for the greater good. Expand your mind, broaden your lens the way you should. From the stars to the galaxy to speak on spirituality. Higher understanding for the neighborhood.